Though sadly they eventually die, there's nothing, and I mean nothing, more exciting than seeing salmon return to Sacramento River hatcheries. However, the sad thing is, less than 1% of the smolts released return to the river to spawn. Striped bass and water diversion are the main causes of these dismal return rates. A joint study between commercial fishermen and California Fish and Game may have found a way to dramatically increase the salmon returns. This unique study begins at the hatchery, where 2 trucks are loaded with 100,000 tagged king salmon smolts onto each truck. As these 2 trucks are loaded, the boat one of these trucks is intended for is making its way up the Sacramento River. The study involves the release of 300,000 fish in 3 separate ways. This first 100,000 are being loaded onto the commercial bait boat, the Merva W, owned by Captain Michael McHenry and his wife Kim. This is really the crux of this story, and these fish will be released on an outgoing tide underneath the Golden Gate Bridge. This second group of 100,000 tagged smolts are released into an acclimation pen. A couple hours later, when the Merva W leaves the dock, they'll be released into the river to make their way down the Great Sacramento's winding course. Let me say that they didn't actually travel this fast. It took them about 11 hours to get downriver. Also, I want to mention that the salmon stamp program is what pays for this study, and the fishermen's time and expenses are all donated. Ahead is the Benicia Bridge, where just beyond they'll anchor and resume in the morning. Group 3 of this study has been trucked directly from the hatchery almost to the ocean and is loaded onto the Merva W at Tiburon. So to recap, the first group that was loaded onto the Merva W in Sacramento was barged safely past the suction of the waterways leading to the Central Valley Aqueduct, also avoiding predation by the ravenous striped bass. Meantime, the second group was left to swim downstream by themselves, and this third group has been trucked from hatchery to ocean without the benefit of learning the river's course. Next, we will release groups 1 and 3 on an outgoing tide where they will be whooshed out to sea. We're underneath the Golden Gate Bridge now, and these lively smolts are shooting out the tube and diving straight down into the 8-knot current, being sucked straight out into the open sea. By doing it this way, we are assured that 100% of the salmon of 2 of the control groups will grow strong and have a fighting chance. We pray that they will return to their birthplace on the Sacramento River, where they will spawn and then die. Fascinating, this thing is still alive.